It might be some time before Scal Labissiere reaches his potential, but you can see what had his team drooling over him on draft day. It's rare to see a player so big, with so much length, be as mobile as he is.
I mean, he moves so fluidly on both ends of the court that he is a tough player to contain. I mean, has continued to add mass and bulk, so he's getting stronger every month. Reminds you a bit of a young Amari with his explosiveness and how he can move at that size.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the court right now for the Kings, we've got DeMarcus Cousins. Brandon Knight is out there with Lance Stevenson. Then there's Jared Dudley, and it's Favors in at the 4 slot. Now here's Knight. He kicks it to Cousins. The dish to Dudley. Back to Cousins. Good ball movement here by the Kings. And Jared Dudley gets the 3.
He can be a weapon if he gets going early from long range.
Which is exactly why they need to defend him tightly here early on. They can't let this guy get rolling.
Here's Brown. Labissiere with the screen for Brown. Bledsoe with it, and it's Knight picking him up. Labissiere kicks to Brown. And the Suns get it back. And Labissiere gets it to go.
Boy, hitting for good percentage here in the first quarter. He's doing what he can to get his team off on the right foot.
On defense, Phoenix. Stevenson passes to Cousins. To the inside, Knight. And it's sent back by Bledsoe.
There's that wingspan of Bledsoe. Once again, showing up in the stat sheet, this time with the block.
Got a piece of it. Dudley dishes to Favors. Easy jumper from very short distance. Favors got his first 2 points.
That's exactly how to work it to your advantage. If you're the big man, take your guy down low.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Byron Scott and I talked a few minutes ago. It's the first matchup of the season against this team, and he knows that they have great shot blocking. But he did say we've got to remain aggressive and continue to attack. Put the bigs in high pick-and-roll situations and shoot the jumper with confidence. They feel that's the key, Kevin.
Terrific, Dave. Thanks. They put a lot of thought into how they're going to match up against the opposing defense guys.
And so they should, because that's what it's going to take. This is such a tough D to break down. They're going to have to play a smart game offensively.
They're smart but assertive. You have to be able to attack, try to get the defense on their heels, so it's reacting to your pace rather than dictating it.
And the foul on Eric Bledsoe. That's his first foul. On opening night, of course, you can tell the fans been looking forward to this game, too, in the opening of the season.
Well, summertime is a time for warm weather and vacations. That's over. Us diehard hoop fans, we need something. We know something's missing if the NBA is not being played.
Good point.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And here in the first, about 3 minutes in, Stevenson with a clean look. And that misses. That would have put him up. The Suns have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Brown against Stevenson. And it's Brown missing. Sacramento's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Knocked away. The fast break. Scott leading the way. And the dunk by Booker.
Well, the sneaky first step of Booker. Not a speedster by any means, but still a handful on that drive.
The feed to Cousins. It's deflected. Now here's Brown. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Kept alive. Kicks it out to Booker. Fires the 3. The shot comes out, so the Kings will take it the other way. Quickly with it, picked up by Brown. 1:51 left here in the first quarter. There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make, he is 1 for 4.
And that's where Brown is at his best. A muscular beast who loves finishing strong through the contact.
Well, you want a young player who can just explode for points on any given night, and that guy is Devin Booker. He does it in just about every way you want from a wing. He can hit from deep, he can pull up jumper, or he can go right at the rim and finish.
A platoon swap here for Phoenix. Out of bounds, Sacramento takes possession. And while we can, here's a look at the teams that had the fastest hands in the league last season. Fifth best, the Kings.
You could tell by watching them how much they enjoyed playing defense. They seem to have an endless reserve of energy flying around and pressuring the basketball.
Now, here's Richardson. Kufis kicks to Richardson. Dishes it to Harkless. Passes it to Pekovic. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. And as a rookie, Booker had a few games where he showed just how great he can be, Doris. Scored 30 or more points 6 times his first year.
And you know, Kevin, very few players reach that number in their first year. That's elite company. But Booker's big strength will be his shooting. Incredible range. Even in his first year, you think about pulling up and draining it from 5 feet behind the line.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Ulis. Outside for Curry. Warren the pass to Curry. Here's Chandler, and the dunk by Chandler.
Well, there's the king of the putbacks, right? Chandler devastating on the offensive glass.
Richardson with it. Now guarded by Ulis. Richardson, no luck. Suns leading by 8. Puts it up from 12. There's the pass to Ulis. There's a good screen. Goes back up. The shot by Chandler wide open. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits.
And it's like raining buckets right now. I wonder if this is the early stages of a blowout.
You know, it wouldn't surprise me. This high-powered offense has been on display. They're having their way at that end of the court.
There's 14 seconds left in the first quarter. Feeds it to Pekovic. And nothing but hair on that one.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be.
And Tyson Chandler, known for being a great
players do the policing. Coach said.
Don't you need a player like this, Chandler's caliber and character, Greg, to make that kind of a teamwork? You know, had that feel in the locker room, that leadership role that everybody believes in and respects.
No doubt about it, Kevin. And that weighty stature is built on experience and credentials, as you mentioned, like having that championship ring or being an all-star. But when you have it and use it that way, the coach doesn't have to worry about the locker room, because Chandler has got that covered.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And from what we've seen, guys, from Phoenix, what do you guys see?
It's been about the effort. Love the hustle they've shown here in the first.
Well, any deficiencies in their play have been masked by their ability to create second-chance opportunities. This is a hard-working bunch.
Warren is out there with Chandler. Then it's Curry. Then it's Ulis. And it's Tucker in at the small forward. So that's the Suns' 5 as we get into the second quarter. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we've seen DeMarcus Cousins become one of the elite big men in the NBA, dominant in the post and even adding the three-pointer to his game. But at times, his temper has overshadowed his talent. Cousins says he's now turned a corner, saying, "My mind has grown. I understand the league better. I understand the politics of it. Now I'm becoming the professional I need to be. It took time." Guys, he understands he now has to lead by example.
He wants to win, David. You know that. Thank you. Now, here's Ulis. Kicks it to Warren. Good ball movement here by the Suns. He feeds it to Curry. Lets it go with a 3. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
They continue to be outworked and outmuscled on the backcourt.
Boy, in the last year, the Kings, Greg, went all in, even trading a couple of veteran contracts to the Sixers.
Yeah, and they used the cap reshuffling to sign Kufis and Rondo, a number of others as well at the beginning of last year. And regardless of the outcome of last season's games, those moves made this team much more competitive. And now the question is, can they build off of some of that momentum?
Definitely not pleased with their rebounding at the defensive end. The number of putbacks they've allowed has been terrible. I'm sure that's what he's going to address during this timeout.
And the Suns with a completely new group on the floor. A big group substitution here for Sacramento. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Kufis. Favors comes in for Nikola Pekovic. And Stevenson's checked in for Richardson. And it's Brandon Knight in for Darren Collison. Knight kicks to Cousins. Let's go. That's good. The assist that time from Knight. Cousins has got his second bucket of the night.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Brown dishes to Scott. And the rejection by Favors. Pass to Brown. From deep three-point range, the long distance three is barely. Brown's got 5 now.
Continuing to show activity on the offensive glass. Second chance buckets have been huge.
The shot by Butler, nobody around. That doesn't go, and he's 0 of 1 from the field. Brown outside. At the top of the key, Labissiere. Can't cash in from the high post.
The guy, that's the shot he'll take, again, if he's given the chance. We all know he can knock that down.
Here's Butler. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
He knows it. He just got locked into scoring mode and couldn't get out of it. You can see it. His timing, his touch, everything just a shade off tonight.
And in a draft class full of great wing players, it is easy to sleep on Jaylen Brown. But he can become a great player. Has everything you want from a wing in terms of skill set and that physicality. He could have a ceiling just as high as anybody else in this draft.
Stevenson drives in. That's short off the rim. Phoenix leading by 13. Scott the pass to Brown. Pass to Labissiere. And stolen by Butler. And here's the fast break. Knight leading the way. Some solid defense from Brown.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now here's Labissiere. 7 points in the game. And Labissiere throws it down.
And I love seeing Labissiere sky up for the slam. He really devastates the defense with that athleticism.
And you look at Jaylen Brown. He can go at the rim, pull up to shoot, plays good D. If his jumper gets a little more consistent, he can be scary.
Yeah, and that is what this team was hoping for when they drafted him. Just looking at the areas that he needs to work on, they are all, I think, correctable things. He's going to put up a lot of highlights over the course of his career.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix.
And, you know, obviously, there's some things out there he does not like and wants to talk it over.
You know, he may have identified something specific that he needs to adjust. It'll be interesting to see what he draws up.
Jared Dudley's checked in for Sacramento. Reese Harkless comes in for Butler. Now, here's Ulis. He dishes it to Curry. And Tucker kicks to Ulis. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots from the corner. Scores for only the second time tonight. Now 2 for 6 from the field. 52 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Stevenson with it. Here's Knight, doubled by Ulis. To the wing on the left. Here's Harkless. And it's off from three-point range.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
23 seconds left here in the second. Ulis dishes to Warren. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for two. The Suns shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. Now Harkless. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
And the rebounding has been key to their success here tonight.
Yeah, they've dominated that category.
And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Suns lead by 16. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Tyson. How have you controlled the tempo in the game in the first half?
I think the way we came out defensively, we locked into their sets. We're taking them out of what they want to accomplish. Because of that, we're able to make some shots on the other end.
Tyson, thanks. We'll see you in the second half. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaq and Kenny. And an exciting time of the year as one of the first games of the regular season is halfway. Out in front at the half is Phoenix. They're leading by 16. Kenny, what do you think?
Well, they're winning all the 50-50 offensive boards. The rebound goes up. Everybody goes to get it, but only one person's coming down with it, and that's the guy with the...
That, sadly, wraps up the halftime show.
The streets around this beautiful arena in downtown Phoenix, the home of the Suns. Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. You have to like what we're seeing from Skal Labissiere.
And he really just broke out the entire arsenal of post moves there in that first half.
Just love watching this guy work on the low blocks. He's got a great sense of which move to make and when.
On the court right now for the Kings, we've got Lance Stevenson, Jared Dudley out there with Favors. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins, and it's Knight in at the point guard position. And here's Brown outside, and it's Sacramento with the rebound. This, of course, their first time matched up with the Suns.
Yeah, and they took care of business against this group last year, winning the season series.
And there's Favors putting it right back in.
Oh, how about the deft touch right there, guys?
He just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball. Near the three-point line, it's Booker. And no good that time. Good D by Stevenson.
Boy, that's 0 for 3 coming out of halftime. Not the way you want to start.
You know, you think about DeMarcus Cousins. Every time you feel like he's kind of nearing his ceiling, he just explodes through it. I mean, some of the stat lines he put up, they're legendary. And if he weren't already difficult enough to defend last year, he added the ability to stroke that three-pointer. I mean, you're talking about a 7-footer with the complete repertoire on the offensive end.
And up the court come the Suns on the break. Labissiere, no good.
Not how they hope to start the second half, missing 4 of their first 5 here.
Baseline try. Scott pulls it in. And talking about Cousins' new outside shot, he hadn't taken more than 22 three-pointers in an entire season before last year. Wow, quite a change.
Yeah, everything Cousins is doing skill-wise on the money. Maybe you'd like for him to shoot for a higher field goal percentage, but that could be nitpicking. The important thing is the total effect he has on his team. And Kevin, they've been committing a lot of turnovers here. Taking care of the basketball is the #1 priority right now in that huddle. They've got to tighten it up.
Well, Doris, you've continuously been a leader when it comes to sports broadcasting, especially for men's basketball. Tell us a bit how being in such a tremendous role has affected your career, how you've handled it all.
You know, think about how lucky I've been. Since I've been 7 years old, Kevin, I've played the game, coached the game, or now broadcast the game. It's truly, since I've been 7, shaped everything I do in life. It's amazing.
And I'm sure they've each helped you separately. Like playing gives you a certain coaching the same way.
No question.
As you go through it.
Yeah, you know, I've often said playing the point guard position is the perfect position to attack broadcasting from, right? Because a point guard's responsible not just for that position, but the other 4 on the floor. And then coaching, sure, you know, the heartbreak, the competitiveness, all the things that you pour your heart and soul in. But seriously, how lucky am I?
Well, you've got such respect from the viewers, from the listeners. It comes out every time you say something.
Thanks, Kev.
Nikola Pekovic is checked in for DeMarcus Cousins. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Knight with it. Eric Bledsoe covering. Knight passes to Stevenson. Back to Knight. Shot clock at 6. That ball. Nice feed that time from Stevenson. Knight's got his first 2 points. Phoenix calls timeout.
Well, certainly with 2 lottery picks, including a top 4 draft pick this year, last year's great pickup of Devin Booker, there's a good mix of young talent in Phoenix. And best of all, they've got some veteran talent to go with it. I'm anxious to see, is this a team poised to make a big leap?
And Devin Booker, the youngest player in the NBA last season, got big minutes with all the injuries in the backcourt.
And Kevin, if there's an advantage to those injuries, it's that it opened up an opportunity for the young talent of Devin Booker, and he shined through.
Some changes for Phoenix. Cauley Stein comes in for Labissiere, and it's T.J. Warren in for Mike Scott. The Kings also with the sub. Butler's checked in. Bledsoe against Knight. Bledsoe kicks to Warren. Bledsoe outside. The Suns need to get a shot off. A nice shot by Booker.
Well, fantastic rhythm on the catch and shoot. A lot of times that comes from Booker's terrific body control.
The dish now to Pekovic. Lays it up and banks it in.
A nod to that setup. Very nice assist. Makes that basket so easy.
Booker outside. Goes up on the wing. Another one falls for Phoenix.
Yeah, releasing the ball at its highest point, that allows Booker to drain jumpers over people.
Knight kicks to Butler. The feed to Stevenson. Unable to get that one. And Phoenix the other way now. Booker with it. And it's Knight picking him up. A nice shot by Booker.
He's doing everything he can to help stretch his lead. He's working hard, converting at a high percentage of them. Nice.
Butler dishes to Favors. Stolen by Warren. And now it's Brown running. He can go all the way. Count that one. Brown's got 6 points in the quarter.
Boy, after an up-and-down first half, he's finally gotten a flow. These are the right shots for him.
Knight passes to Stevenson. And it's Stevenson again missing. And it's Phoenix's ball. They're on a 14-4 run. Booker outside. The high post shot doesn't get it to drop for him. Good D by Stevenson. Well, Devin Booker was named, Doris, as one of the USA Select players this past summer. He's a good young player.
And don't be fooled into thinking this is just getting named to the practice squad. A lot of All-Stars got their start by playing on the USA Select team. I won't be surprised if Mr. Booker is representing his country in international competition in short order.
Bledsoe kicks to Booker. Clock at 6. Puts it up. Hits the front of the rim and out. The Kings have gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And that's a foul called on T.J. Warren. That's his first foul. Phoenix making some changes. Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. P.J. Tucker comes in for Brown. And Eula subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. And the Kings will go for a different look here. Kufis checked in for Favors. Harkless comes in for Butler. Richardson, he's checked in for Lance Stevenson. And it's Collison in for Knight. Passes to Booker. And stolen by Richardson. The drive by Collison. And yes, it's good. Collison's got 4 this quarter.
That simply is not good enough. That low post defense isn't getting the job done. Not when the ball's in his hands.
Richardson against Booker. He kicks to Ulis. 6 to shoot. Dishes to Tucker. Takes a 3. Sacramento grabs the miss. And here is Harkless, looking for his first basket still in this one. Kufis dishes to Harkless. And there's the pass to Pekovic. That shot is off. Warren misses the shot. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Suns leading by 20. Bledsoe teams up with Booker in the backcourt. Mike's got out there with Brown, and it's Labissiere in at the 5. That's who's out there for Phoenix. Brown outside. 6 on the shot clock. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Brown's got the first basket as we get going in the 4th for the Suns. The Kings shooting under 40% all in all for the game. Collison kicks to Cousins. And a moment now to discuss injuries. Something, Doris, that all teams have to deal with, the most players as well from time to time. Let's get your take on what's the key to staying healthy.
Well, I think obviously most professional athletes realize that they have a limited window with which to make money with their body. And so if you are smart from the time you enter the league going all the way through your career, you're doing the right things. You're getting the proper rest. You're paying attention to nutrition. You're getting massages. You're going to the chiropractor. You're taking all kinds of both proactive and preventative steps to stay healthy. From a league perspective, this is obviously crucial because they know that the players are their most important commodity. And so you're starting to see individual teams and organizations track the movements of their players, both in practice and in games. That kind of data is critical because if you see somebody wearing down, if the data is in fact telling you, okay, Dwayne Wade has run far too much in the last week, let's dial back practice. Let's sit him one game. I think the key is just continue to use data and continue to use what we now know and what we will know in the future to try to protect guys.
And the Kings making a change here. Favors is checked in. Now a timeout called by Sacramento. Doris, we see a lot of teams in the NBA push the tempo right now. As a former point guard, did you prefer playing at that kind of pace, at a faster pace?
Well, first of all, I grew up a Showtime Lakers fan. So they played at, breakneck pace, Magic out in the open floor, James Worthy on one wing, Kareem running the lane line. I love playing at a faster pace. I mean, for players, you're out in space, you're able to show off your athleticism. The best part of my game was my handles, Kevin.
Right. Well, people always say that when, if you're playing basketball, they're quarterbacking the offense. If you're playing football, you're the point guard of the offense. So it seems to me like those two positions are really the same position, maybe the most important position in all of sports.
No, I think so. I don't think there's any question because the ball is in your hands and you are an extension of the head coach, whether you're talking football or basketball.
Quick thinking people play that position. That's a compliment for you, Doris.
I appreciate that.
To the wing on the left. Here's Labissiere. Out of bounds. Sacramento will take possession. And the Kings making a change here. Stevenson's checked in. 2nd minute off the clock now in the 4th. Jacks up a 3. Here's Cousins. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. T.J. Warren picks one up. The first one falls.
At the line for the Kings, DeMarcus Cousins.
Second free throw, no good. And DeMarcus Cousins, such a polarizing figure for coaches and fans alike. And this is dating back to his college days, even at Kentucky.
Yeah, maturing some, but obviously that fire burns bright within him. His passion is what helps fuel that production, especially when you start comparing him to other true centers.
Oh, no, he may have gotten injured right there. He's in a lot of pain.
Yeah, that does not look good. Let's just hope it's not too serious.
You cringe when you see that happen. Unfortunate part of the game.
Alex Lenz checked in for Labissiere. Here's Cousins, hands the 12-footer. And as a point guard, you ran a lot of pick and rolls. That screen roll play is the very basis of offensive basketball. Just how much nuance do you think is involved? And I know, but I want to hear you, a successful pick and roll and pick and pop game.
Okay, so this just to give you some context on how involved the pick and roll is. Jeff Van Gundy has 300 pages of how on both sides of the ball you effectively run the pick and roll.
You've got to be kidding.
300 pages in his coaching book on how to deal with the pick and roll.
And how about pick and roll defense?
Oh, I mean,
about the same equal number of pages,
and
right?
I'll tell you this, this is why the Chris Pauls of the world are so highly valued, because it doesn't matter what scheme you throw at Chris. He comes off that pick and his eyes are up and he's surveying, and in the most split-second fashion, running through a series of reads and making the right decision every time.
So here's the most basic play in basketball. Yet, if you go a layer deeper, it's maybe the most complex play in basketball. How to play it, how to defend it.
I'll tell you, they say the best things in life are the simple things in life. Pick and roll is the NBA at its absolute definition.
Oh. Look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Collison for three, and he's good on the three ball. Collison's got 9 points here in the second half. Phoenix leading by 22. Now, here's Ulis. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
And for a franchise that competed for the Western Conference Championship a number of years ago, it's really been a lot of turmoil for quite a while. I mean, the Kings have had ownership changes, coaching changes, personnel changes, front office changes. I mean, that's been the one constant, is the fact that they consistently are in change mode.
And there's the call on Tyler Ulis. That'll be his second foul of the game. And the Kings will go for a different look here. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Cousins. Reese Harkless comes in for Derek Favors. Butler, he's checked in for Jared Dudley. And it's Richardson in for Lance Stevenson. And concerning all the drama that seems to surround the Kings, you know what cures all of it? Winning.
Yeah, and the best teams in the league, they win with camaraderie. They win with integrity and trust. The Kings are knocking on the door, but they still have some ways to go.
Butler in the corner. His three-pointer's off the mark.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Phoenix.
As one-sided as it gets today, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over. You see the contributions from role players on the team, and what a game it was for Brown.
Well, we can talk about how easily he was converting all night long. Just a spectacular offensive display.
Right side, Collison. Here's Pekovic, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
So good at drawing fouls as well as making foul shots. This is a big part of Pekovic's offense.
And he knocks down the first one.
You know, unfortunately for Pekovic, injuries have really slowed down his career in the recent past. But when he's healthy, he truly bolsters their lineup. This guy's arguably one of the strongest players in the NBA.
Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for Phoenix. P.J. Tucker comes in for Devin Booker. Here's Ulis. Another three for Phoenix.
This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Listen, if you want to succeed, respect the moment, play with a purpose, that's what they did.
There's the screen. Collison offline from the high post. Ulis with it. Shoots from 14. So it's the Suns winning easily.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. Now Devin Booker really increased his productivity this evening, stepped up his game in a number of ways. The team would love to see him bring it like this night in and night out.
Well, offensively, he did everything tonight. The game plan was to attack him on the defensive end. That didn't work. So he exuded confidence, and he played at a comfort level that most guys just don't see.
Well, he's not usually the guy the fan comes to see, but